Alright, y'all, so I played Saints Row. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and I'm gonna be talking about Saints Row. More importantly, about my experience with Saints Row. I believe this is the reboot of the franchise of Saints Row. haven't really kept up with Saints Row after, I'm gonna say, Saints Row 4, the one where we turn into the president and get superpowers and fight aliens and shit. Yeah, it's pretty hard to miss, I know. I'm gonna say this now. During that event where Saints Row was announced, we saw the trailer for it and all that stuff. Man, I can't tell you how hype I was. I had a feeling that Vulture was gonna follow the trend of most new games coming out, and that being, you know, make it more online, maybe a battle royale, but like, you know, more online player base, more multiplayer than story. But I was actually wrong on that part. They did have their own story mode as usual, like to match up with the rest of the Saints Row games. It's this, you can co-op. I believe there is a multiplayer one, I'm not sure, but that's not what we're here today. As y'all seen on my channel, I did do a walkthrough of a part 1 and part 2 of the Saints Row game, but I didn't exactly finish it to make this video. And just getting straight to the point, this new Saints Row game was not that good. But I don't say that from a place of just trying to, you know, stomp on a corpse type thing, you know what I mean? And if I'm being honest with you, man, like, this game was a real red flag for me. And here's something I do notice about games. When certain games come out and you have your list of go-to YouTubers to watch that you know are gonna play it, and when they don't upload it, you kind of see it as like, yeah, that's a red flag. Or like the game was bad when they played it and they didn't even want to upload it to give it negative publicity or something like that, or just give it any attention at all. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but I haven't seen a Burleezy or Dwayne King or Jassy Guns or anyone like that. I'm Dante. I haven't seen any of them play it. Unless there's some type of stream I missed, I haven't seen anyone like that play it. And I think that says a lot. And after playing the game for myself, I'm pretty sure that is the answer. I can go on all day and all night about everything I found wrong with the game. We can go from the aiming mechanics, the mechanics of running around or jumping, or when it comes to just straight up shooting people, or how much it takes to get the proper upgrades to be good in a fight. If your difficulty is at mine, I believe mine was at what would be considered the hard level. It would be easy, normal, hard, and like really hard. There's a lot of things that happened within the Saints Row game that made it very irritating for me, the player. But nevertheless, I did find myself enjoying certain parts of the games. One thing about Saints Row that I always enjoyed was the dialogue.
Dude, I've had a long fucking day. Can we please be reasonable people? You're gonna say you can't tell me because the Nawali will kill you, then I'll say, if you don't tell me, I'll kill you. And we're just gonna be right back to where we started, so let's just skip that part.
No, I was gonna say I can put the address in your phone.
Oh, yeah, no. That'd be super helpful.
Yeah, thank you. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but like, the dialogue always felt very grounded, very realistic in my opinion. I know people will hear dialogue like Saints Row and think it's game developers trying to appeal to the current generation or something like that, when in reality, y'all, that's how we really talk. Like, for real, like, that's how we really talk. I also love the self-awareness of the game itself. There are characters like Kev specifically point out how some of the things that happen within the game are just straight up impossible. And you know, when you're playing a game like Saints Row, your imagination is already supposed to be expecting the unexpected. Like, expectations supposed to be out the window, you know what I mean? Like the setting where you can take a picture of a collectible and then it will just appear at the Saints Row HQ at any place you place it, like with little to no explanation. He literally just says take a picture of it and somehow it'll just be there. You know, it's certain things like that where I really like in the self-awareness of certain games, what I really can appreciate. Now, why am I making this video instead of just finishing the game and making my walkthroughs? Well, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't enjoy playing the game as much as I wanted to. I did play it all the way through. I did make it to the finale, all those things. I did see the story come to the conclusion, but I was so unimmersed within playing this Saints Row campaign that my commentary was low. I didn't speak at all, and the times I did wasn't really anything, you know, that could that was worth putting in the video. Y'all would have been watching just a walkthrough with no commentary, and you would just heard me speak one time during one part. Because most of the time I was just trying to do the side quests, because doing some of the side quests was required to get through to the main story. And you know, I was just blazing through that, not really speaking at all. There was one time during my playthrough where someone had joined my game and he had actually helped me out with a couple of the missions. I still don't know who he was. I don't know why he joined. He never talked to me before. He just randomly asked to join my game through the invitation thing, and I just accepted, and he helped me out. So thank you, whoever you were. But I don't want this video to be something about me bashing the Saints Row game or Voltage, or Voltion. I'm gonna call him Voltion, whatever. This is something I came to during the finale, during the credit scene of Saints Row. When I saw the Voltion team all together as like friends taking pictures and stuff, it reminded me of why I like the concept of the Saints at all. And this is something that my main character in the Saints alluded to within the game itself.
The four of us founded the Saints, but it belongs to all of us. It belongs to anyone who dreams of making something of themselves and are fucking tired of the world trying to hold them back. Life is hard enough without having to deal with middle managers with no discernible talent telling you how to do your job. Without having to deal with assholes who've had every opportunity handed to them but never had to fucking work for a single one of them. Without being told that your time will come. You just have to wait. Be patient. Well, let me tell you something. We're fucking done waiting. We all did the work. Now it's time for us to reap the benefits.
When you have a set group of friends who all have their own talents, who are all unique in their own way, and y'all all are trying to make your own way in this life, hopefully being able to do what you love to make a form of income from it. During this walkthrough of mine, the story starts off with just a bunch of friends, presumably in college, or some of them in college, or you know, them just trying to get by, trying to get to the next rent payment, you know what I'm saying? Just make it through life. My main character is getting a job, or trying to get a job in something that he is very proficient at, and that is murder. Long story short, like with all these lanes that the characters are in, those lanes slowly start to do them in, start to do them dirty, cross them up, and they all start to realize that those lanes aren't for them. And my character comes up with the idea of, we're all good at what we do, so why are we doing it for someone else? So the whole concept of the Saints, the whole concept of Voltion themselves, how I see them as a bunch of friends who got together and wanted to make something awesome for other people to enjoy, I highly resonate with that, and I highly appreciate that too. The game has its cons, it has its pros. Overall, I do believe some of the cons kind of outweigh the pros. I do think the game could have used more time in the oven, personally, but overall, this was a game that made for the people who came up off of Saints Row all the way from the start and were just wanted something brand new and fresh, and I think this delivered that, something brand new and unique in its own way. Whether that's being good or bad, it's still unique. I don't know what Voltion has up for next. I don't know what the story of Saints Row has in store down the road. I don't know if they're going to continue this or not. Me personally, if they do, I just hope they do a little better, and I'll be there to play it when they do. And as y'all see, when it comes to games that aren't really up there for me, I'm gonna do it like this, you know, maybe do a walkthrough video, maybe 2, and put out a review and give it a little score. We're doing this 1 through 10. Saints Row Reboot, I'm gonna give it a solid 3. Very underwhelming, needed a lot more time in the oven. This was definitely made by the unseasoned, but it's all love though. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
You ruined everything.
Ain't no final words around here, boy.
You guys should come up here. It's a hell of a view.